we are off. Just tick over, I think. And no gloves. No gloves. Do you not? Because it's a short hop, this one. I'm moving about 1.5 miles. It's a long story. I'm currently at Swanley Bridge. Been moored here for about 3 days, I think. My idea was to meet the fuel boat, who actually have their HQ just under this bridge, but they're not at home. They're off delivering in the Nantwich area, oddly enough. So it's a crazy convoluted thing, but it's sort of not, just to explain it is. I need to be able to meet them, and they're going to stop over there, so if I stay here, I'm not going to meet them. They're not going to go past me. So for that reason, I'm going to find a spot a little way further on where I know they'll definitely pass me on their return journey from Nantwich. I've got a spot in mind. It's called Hurleston, where the locks are. So, you know, I'll see how it goes. Oh, so I've got a brew. No thermocup this morning. Without a thermocup in winter, it stays lukewarm for about 10 minutes and then you've had it. So, I'm just, make the most of it really. See, the coffee's gone cold. I think that's been like 5 minutes on the move. Pardon me. Coffee's cold already. That's how fast. This is why boaters need a thermocup in their lives. And I wasn't overly impressed with that brew either. I've got to say, it's a little horsey there. We call them horsies in the UK, not horses. Must be a hard game, that, mustn't it, to subsist on grass. There's a little lonely swan here. So I can't even video him because I'm going through a bridge hole and I don't want any dramas. Well, okay, let's take a chance on this. Here we go, matey. I think he's still young. He's looking at me because they know the boaters give them food quite often. And it looks lovely. And actually I can see some hills in the distance over there as well. There must be the hills of North Wales, maybe? At the back of my mind, I've got this knowledge that I'm coming off the Llangollen. Like, it's only the end of the Llangollen, barely 2 miles away. It's not much further to go. Yeah, I say it's a really short cruise, barely sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. The sun's kind of seems to be doing weird things. I don't even know if you can see my face. Not that that would be a bad idea, I hasten to add, but morning. Jogger out there. I was never any good at jogging. I was always a bit too heavy for it. Even when I was younger, and I don't mean fat, like I am now. Like literally just heavy. When people say they're heavy boned as a euphemism, I really was heavy boned. Anyway, the good news was, if I'm correct, and I'm getting more confident that I am correct, that means that they haven't passed. It's just going to be sad to leave the Llangollen. It's just going to be sad. It's just lovely. It's honestly, you know, a sort of, I've said it loads of times, and I've been told off by a very naughty subscriber to the channel for repeating certain key phrases, and there's only one thing I have to say to that person, and that's humbug, madam, bar humbug. And I'm now about 200 yards away, so I'm just gonna slow down a touch because I know that with the current, and for some reason recently, I'm underestimating my speed. Little tiny boat. I think it's a liveaboard because you've got gas bottles, you've got solar panel on the roof. I think it's a solar panel. I think that's a little liveaboard. And I do admire the guys who have the fortitude to live in something that small. I don't know how they do it. It's the same with the cruisers, the GRP cruisers. And there's flies as well. What are you doing? You can just bugger off. Just do one. The bend is approaching, or I am approaching the bend, bridge number 2. And once I'm past that bend, I need to look for somewhere to stop. But the good thing is, right, but again, cunning plan. This is the, do you know what I mean? You're watching a genius at work here. A planning, strategic genius. I've already thought ahead. If I park close to Hurleston Locks, right, I'll probably move on again tomorrow. Day after, no, it will be tomorrow. I'll move on tomorrow to go to visit Nantwich. And because I'm close to the locks, the water point and rubbish disposal and stuff is there. Just gotta make sure I don't hit this bridge, because people are, you know, not surprisingly disappointed that I'm hitting far fewer things these days. And I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'm pretty pleased about it, actually. So, yeah, you know, apologies and all that, but oh, there it is. I'm getting good. No, I'm not. But anyway, but the cunning plan. So I can make an early start, because Hurleston Locks are very busy. Even in winter, they can be quite busy. There was a queue when I came up through here last November. There was already a queue at like 9 o'clock in the morning. It just gets on your nerves. You don't need queues in your life. So, cunning plan. I am going to park here today, wait for the fuel boat, get coaled up, because it's middle of March, right? Almost literally the middle of March. But it's still quite chilly, and you still need the stove on. It reduced. The fact that it wasn't reduced last night, it went down to 0 degrees. But it's going to get warmer now. But you will still need the stove on in the evenings. Right, I need to pay attention now, because there's some boats approaching, and I need to know, is there somewhere ahead for me to park? Yes, there looks like there is. Yeah, there's a boat up ahead. Possibly can't see him on that forward camera, and he's coming out of the locks. Anyway, I'm pulling over, so it doesn't matter. Morning. I like your boat. Really nice, yeah. Once you go through that bridge up ahead, you're in the facilities or the queue to go through the locks. Don't want to do that. I've got to wait here for that fuel boat. Right, and I'm also going to take the revs off, because I can stop this boat now just using the rope. It's going slowly enough. Okay, so this is where we've ended up. We're just short of Hurleston Junction. We might possibly be able to make out the first of the locks, first of the 4 locks, about 300 yards past that little bridge ahead. So yeah, there's some activity, so boats just probably coming up through the locks there, and I'll be going down through those tomorrow.